Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So right now I am going to show you how to make a popular West African breakfast called MONI or MONI Kalama. This is made with corn flour, so consider subscribing if you are new here. Thank you, and let's get started. We're going to start out with 1.5 pack of rice flour. You're going to add it into a bowl, and then we get straight to it. So for this, all you need is the flour of choice and water. What I'll start doing is start adding the water gradually so the dough can equally mix. The goal of this is to turn this into pebbles. So here I am now adding the water into it. I like to add the water slowly to mix it. You want the dough or the flour to be equally coated with water, but you don't want to add too much water into it because it'll be soggy, and then you'll have to add more flour to even it out. So going slowly is better. So I'm going to add water just slowly at a time, mix it in, get the flour damp. You know, as you see here, that's what I'm doing. As you add the water, the pebbles will start to form. What I like to do is, as the pebbles is forming, I'll divide my batch into two. I'll put all the pebbles on one side and then the flour on the other side, and then I'll just mix it. I'll just mix it. This process probably takes about 5 minutes max. Just depends on the person and their preference. So now I'm just like continuing to mix the flour together after I've added the water, and I'll just continue this step. And as I'm doing this, some pebbles will form and they're going to just be really huge. You're going to break them apart. There's no such thing as over mixing for this specific recipe. As you see, some of the pebbles are really large and I don't like them that way. So I'll break them up as I go along. And now I'm adding more water to the dry side, the flour, the dry side, and just mixing it up. Ultimately, when we get to the end of this video, you'll see that all the batter isn't dry. There's no dry portion of the batter anymore. So now I'm just adding my water, mixing it, making sure everything is equally coated. So at this point now, there isn't much dry batter. The batter is coming together. We have more pebbles forming, and as the pebbles are forming, you'll just move your hand in a circular motion. You'll go from bottom up and then the reverse, and you'll just do that. And the purpose of doing that is so the pebbles can form better. Just mixing the water with the pebbles just isn't enough for them to form on its own. You have to mix it, and I believe you also mix it so they can get stronger, some people will say. What I'm doing here is getting the pebbles that are really big and just breaking it up. I personally prefer my MONI batch to be on the smaller side than larger. I've noticed that when they're bigger, they're harder to cook and they just don't taste as well to me. But everybody has their own preference. This is mine. So that's just what I'm doing. After the dough has come together, or the flour has come together, I'm just going to mix. Personally, this is like really therapeutic for me. There's no such thing as over mixing. So as you mix, this is what's going to happen. Your why do I keep saying dough? Your flour will come together and you'll just get, the pebbles will form. It's like a science. I don't know how to describe it, but as they form together, I'm just mixing it to make sure they're not stuck together. There aren't any pieces that are like too big. And this is just really therapeutic. I enjoy mixing it. As I'm mixing it, my kids will come and ask for some. This is like the African equivalent of cookie dough. You know how most people eat cookie dough? These are my children cookie dough. So I'm just mixing it up. Now, what you're going to see me do is beat this on my leg. If you're unable to do this particular part takes a skill. If you can't do this, you can just mix it, flip it together. You don't have to beat it on your leg to avoid spilling it. So now everything has come together. All the pebbles have formed. You beat it. So they say you beat it to make it stronger. That's just what they say, and I'm following it. So now we're at the end. I'm just gonna beat it, mix it a little bit more, and that is it. That is it. Very, very, very simple. Now I'm just going to add all the batch in like a wide plate while I prep my ingredients to cook. I'll let it dry for maybe 30 minutes, and that is it. Part 2 of how to actually cook this will be up soon. I hope this was helpful. If you have any comments, leave it in the bottom below. I'll try and get to them as I see them. And here is your corn flour moni. That's it.